We've got a conversation first with Rob Manchester, head coach of Georgia Military College, coming up. It is the Bandits. It is the Bulldogs. Yes, football season is back. Welcome to JockJive. Hi, everybody. I am Robert Williamson, and we are roughly 19 minutes away from kickoff as Georgia Military College, under now fourth-year head coach Rob Manchester, looks to get off to a good and quick start against Jireh Prep. What about the thoughts of Rob Manchester? Let's get to that right after this. Well, it is that time of year. It's time to kick off our conversations with Rob Manchester, head coach of Georgia Military College. Football season here, Coach. Man, I've never been so happy to see that oblong football brought out on a day that's going to be pretty nice, at least comparatively speaking, to an August Saturday. So first of all, how you doing?
Oh, we're doing great. It's game week. A lot of time and effort's been put into to this season, and the guys have been, obviously the returners have been here all year, since January, and all of our guys have been here. We got unprecedented numbers. We have a roster of 155 right now, and they've all been here since June the 3rd. Only lost about 2 kids. We're figuring it out on how to get everybody reps and practice. But the young men have really busted their tails all summer. Have had a lot of good work, and we're kind of ready to bear the fruits of our labor, hopefully.
Okay, Coach, I'm not real good with the math, but I think there are about 99 options on a jersey to have either a single or a double digit. You got 155 guys, so what are you going to do?
I think you see that roster that I sent you. One of the big things we're trying to do is create more of a red shirt program. Some individuals were told more about, hey, we're going to bring in your red shirt in. And others have kind of figured it out, or once we got the pads on, and other people just kind of maybe stepped up in addition to those that haven't. And we've got a lot of good young men. They've worked their tails off. I mean, it's going to go back to more old school, how the Division I schools and everybody else does it. I mean, we're going to have a dress out roster. About half the squad won't dress. We're basically hopefully can get more returners after Christmas come back because they got red shirted, and being red shirted isn't a bad thing. You'll still have, after maybe next season, 3 years still to play at the next place. And right now we're doubling, tripling up numbers. We've had to buy extra ones, but I think the most you'll see at our home games dressed out will be around 80 or so. And obviously when we go on the road, it'll be around 65. So, guys are working really hard to try not to, be in that boat maybe where they're not dressing or playing right now. But at the same time, we try to make sure we're doing right by the individuals and the young men. If they're really not going to get a significant amount of playing time, there's no need to waste a year on them. Because unfortunately, in junior college, it's more the old school way. If they play even one snap, they lose a year of eligibility. So we're making it work from a jersey standpoint. I sent you the roster. We do have, there's about 50, 25 numbers that are doubled up. And, young men are working hard and waiting for their number to be called.
So despite the fact that you've got more guys, 155 compared to about 100 last year, fewer are actually going to be on the sidelines? Because I think last year at one point you had about 100, 110 for home games.
Yeah, it's too many on the sidelines. I mean, there wasn't any certain issue or anything that made us say, hey, we're not going to have that many. But I mean, just kind of, if we have everybody dressed and all of a sudden you say, Jim Bob, get in there, and that was a guy maybe you were trying to redshirt. Now you've really not done him justice. So it's just, and the sideline just gets so crowded. So just more of a management standpoint, and just trying to make sure that the ones that are going to be playing are out there, and we'll have extra guys. They can help with the balls and maybe water and stuff. So, but it's just the way we're kind of going towards, especially with this portal. That's why we have so many young men.
Last year, there was a massive turnover in coaches. I think maybe only one besides you come back. What about this year? What's the coaching turnover been like?
We did lose the running back coach. He's been replaced by a gentleman named Mike Summers. So then everybody else that was on offense is the same. Unfortunately, I did lose my defense coordinator, Dustin Ramsey, from the last 2 years. He went to Georgia State to pursue some options there at that Division I level, but was able to bring in a new defensive coordinator. His name's Thad Turner. He's been out at Dodge City Community College the last couple of years. Really loved the way that they played on defense last year. They had a great year. He's from Georgia, played at Marietta High School, played in the NFL a little bit, went to Ohio University and played there for Frank Solich, and really excited about what he's bringing to the defense. Lost our defensive line coach. He's been replaced by Ty Phillips. Kind of ironically, both of them Georgia Southern guys. Dylan had an opportunity to go back to his alma mater and be a graduate assistant there at Georgia Southern. And Ty played, a couple of years before him there at Georgia Southern and was successful. And he's been in high school. Now we brought him on in January to coach our defensive line. And because of the increase in numbers, we've been able to add a couple coaches. So was able to bring in another coach to coach the linebackers, Demetrius Briggs. Looking forward to what he's going to do with the young men. And then probably the most important hire is we've been able to hire basically a full-time strength coach. He's teaching classes, and with our new weight room and everything, he's really making huge strides and progress with our young men in the weight room. And his name is Chess Cullen. So really excited about that. With our trainer, Foster Dare. So, we got 10 coaches and a trainer and a strength coach. We got 12 altogether. So, it's good to have a full staff.
I think, and I lose track of time, but I think this is year 4 now that you are entering as head coach. When you go into a season, are you more, I don't know, for the lack of a better word, excited about a year based on talent going in? And if so, how does this year compare? What's your outlook, your hopes for this year as compared to the previous 3?
I think, just from the guys being here and everything, every year, you try to recruit better than maybe what you have. We only had around 40 returners. We were fortunate enough, close to 30 of our young men that played last year, they were all able to move on to other 4-year institutions, and extremely excited for those guys. But then you're always going to have attrition. But we had a combine in February, and we kept some walk-ons that we felt good about. So that gave us a number of about 40. We had committed to our president and that we were going to have 130 young men on our roster. So we had about 25 more than that just for attrition, and nobody's left, which is great. So here we are at 150 something. I really do believe that from a talent standpoint, we have upgraded tremendously. So from a talent standpoint, just in the 4 years that I've been at the helm, I think this is maybe the most talented group that we've had so far. Like I said, with me being the head coach, you never know till you go out there and play on Saturdays. But I think you'll see just off the hoof that we're definitely bigger and look a little bit more the part than maybe what we've done in the past. I think we got potentially several more Division I prospects. I think we got a handful, maybe some Power 5 or 4 now, I guess. But I think we've significantly upgraded in talent and players, and I think that's really just due to the portal, to be honest with you. Over 95% of our rosters here from Georgia. There's just so many young men that are getting left out in the cold because of the portal, and we're able to hopefully provide some hope and opportunity for them to get to the level that they want to be at. And most all of them are qualifiers, really, really good academically. They want to try to come in here and play a season, see if they can't get re-recruited. So I'm extremely excited about the talent, excited about having our starting quarterback returning Chip Cooper. We got some other guys as well. Going to be a whole lot of new faces out there, and we're going to be young. I mean, we're going to be freshmen, but I really feel good about them.
A interesting year in that now you've basically got kind of a conference. You got the GCA conference, whereas previously you were an independent, had to go all over the country, and still having to do that to make the schedule complete. But now you got an Andrew College, you got a Central Georgia Tech, uh, and then Clayton State, which of course is not part of the GCAA, but a lot of Georgia teams. That to me adds an interesting variable. I mean, are we looking at having a conference champion at some point in the future? And what does that mean to Georgia football?
I think it's a couple 3 points. One just from our standpoint, Georgia Military College. You can't be complacent. I think it's safe to say that we were able to get one of the members of our staff. We probably got into about 95% of all the high schools in Georgia. That's where we're, bread and our butter, so to speak. We feel like we don't necessarily need to go out of state, even though we can still get out of staters, which we have some on our roster. But now it's really making a point to be more efficient, hitting that Atlanta area, especially. We hit about 120 of those high schools during our open week, and we'll do the same way again this year. But I think from a complacency standpoint, you got two opponents in the state, and you can't let them out recruit you. I think just from the state of Georgia standpoint, I mean, it's great to have two more opportunities for young men to have the chance to go, to go play college ball and get to the next level. I think it's going to be great for, a lot of these guys play together. They know each other, get some rivalries going. I wasn't privileged to be here when, when they had Middle Georgia College and they really had some battles back in the day. So hopefully we can definitely get something going like that with Andrew and Central Georgia Technical College. It's going to make it fun. I mean, you don't have to travel as far. They are Division I opponents. So I think that's great. Really looking forward to that. I think it's good for the state that we do have a couple more options. So I mean, I think it's an exciting time, and it's providing more opportunities for young men here in the state. Lastly, I mean, we're kind of recruiting different kids, I think. We didn't really see each other out much on the recruiting trail, but Andrew's private, so they have their kind of model that they have to follow, and same thing with Central Georgia Technical College. But I mean, I'm excited of the state of Georgia, junior college football.
Just as a point of curiosity, this year, Andrew College and Central Georgia Tech come to your place. Do you go to theirs next year?
Yeah, we'll go to theirs next year. We'll, I think we've kind of made the decision. I mean, we're only going to play each other once a year. So, it'll be home and home every year. I think at the end of the day, they're all just kind of getting started. But sooner or later, if you want to have some type of relevancy in junior college, they're going to have to get other junior college teams on their schedule. I know exactly why they're not doing it right now. They're just getting started. But I mean, I think it's good for NJCAA. There's going to be two more opponents. They just got to go out and play them now. So I'm really excited about that. They're hopefully get more people to come in here and play. And then at the end of the day, like you said, at some point we might have a conference championship. I think we kind of tabled it for this year. Just kind of see how things go. No really conference player of the year or players of the week. But with David Elder, our commissioner at our fall conference meeting, we said, well, let's just give it a year here and then hopefully go from there. But I'd like to see that at some point. No, I mean, it's exciting to have two more opponents. That makes you stay on your game.
Coach, there's so much to talk about coming into the first game of the year, so I guess we can't cover it all. I wanted to talk about quarterbacks, running backs, the marquee guys, but we're running out of time getting set for kickoff. So we got to talk about Jireh Prep. Obviously, taking on this team to begin the 2024 year. I know I've asked it before, but how do you prepare for somebody you've never seen before?
I mean, their head coach Michael Hawkins has been calling me, for a couple of years now, and I think Jireh Prep was one of the, kind of the last of the originals that were doing the prep school things. We played them a while back. I mean, they're legitimate. I think that guy's really done a good job with them up there. Does it the right way, and I said, well, yeah. I mean, let's play this year. I think it gives us a quality, good opponent for the first game. Just watching them on film from last year, they played like Awana. He's trying to do it right there. Coach Hawkins, he's wanting to try to become potentially an NJCAA school. They're kind of coming out of and using that USC Lancaster area. I know he's going to have some athletes. He's going to have some players. I mean, we got to be ready. You had the film from last year. But I mean, they could do something completely different. So I think that'll make us kind of keep it simple, and hopefully we can fly around the ball. You never know what you're going to get, but I expect them to, have his young men ready to come in here and play. It's a great opportunity for them. Do you show anything this week that Iowa Western will be looking at, or are you thinking about, you know what, I'm just not going to show much for Iowa Western, which is a week away? I mean, our focus is on Jireh Prep. We better play well against them. And, I think with our new defensive coordinator, our system's pretty simple. So yes, and I know that Coach Reddy on offense, they got all the film Iowa Western does that they probably need, but our new little wrinkles and stuff like that we did in the spring and they're doing new, I'm sure he'll keep it close to the vest. But, we better come out and be ready to play against Jireh Prep. And, if we dip into new stuff, then we will. But I expect it to be a contested game and be ready to get after it. Worry about Iowa West later. I got to ask it one personnel question. That is, who's got starting nod at QB? Chip Cooper is a man. He's our return from last year. Thought he did a good job frustrating the offense last year. I mean, he left his nails. Really want to improve on his passing this year. We were fortunate enough to lead the country last year in rushing. I think we're going to run first type of offense. Grind it out. Hit them in the mouth type of deal. But he's back. Extremely excited about him. I think as Chip goes, we got some new freshmen in that I think are really good as well. So if something happens to Chip, good Lord willing, but if it does, I think we got capable guys there. I still think you're going to see us playing, but Chip is not. He'll be harder, and it's nice to be able to have a starting quarterback coming back. What we did with last couple of years, but Chip is extremely talented individual, and he's better. So excited what he can do for us. Looking to another win at Georgia Military College, and looking for some great football day and September, October as well. Thanks for being with us, and we'll talk next week. Thanks so much. Glad to be back.
Appreciate the GMC faculty.
Well, a good look at Rob Manchester. Fourth year at the helm, but almost a couple of decades here at Georgia Military College. Opening coin toss won by Jireh Prep, and they have opted to receive the opening kickoff. A little bit unusual, out of the norm Typically when a team wins the opening toss, they opt to defer, but Jireh Prep says we want that football and want it first as we get ready for Jireh Prep out of North Carolina taking on your Bulldogs from Georgia Military College. Hi, everybody. Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage on a gorgeous day here in Milledgeville, Georgia. It is still August, and typically this time of the year it is still very, very warm. But today, very nice. Got a little bit of a breeze blowing. Temperatures expected to reach into the mid to upper 80s. Cannot complain. Freddie Perez tees it up. And with his boot towards the Bandits, you have got the football season underway. And that will roll into the end zone. It stopped for a moment right about the goal line, and Bulldogs tried to pounce on it, could not, before it breaks the play to the end zone. And here we go with the opening set of downs as the 2024 season is underway. And it is a year, another year, in which the Bulldogs will not shy away from stiff competition. And two, this year, you've got kind of a GCAA conference with the addition of Andrew College and Central Georgia Tech in the mix. First down and 10, football at the 25. Smashed out of bounds at the 17-yard line. And it's Rodriguez Malteo. Well, flip that around. Bulldog roster. Okay, here's the excuse I'm using. Bulldog roster. Last name first. First name last. Just the opposite for Jireh Prep when you know it. Got to keep me on my toes early. Football season just underway. Rodriguez going upstairs again. And this time, able to complete the pass to Caesar. And got just about the yardage back that was lost on the opening play of the drive. And it'll bring up a third down and 9. Well, the down marker on the other side has gone 1, 2, 4, and now it's where it needs to be at 3. Rodriguez again, almost, well, not almost, exclusively through the air. Pass again complete this time to Brian Plummer, but Plummer won't pick up the first, and he will lose his headgear. And we'll trot the sidelines. The Bulldog coaching unit for the defenders couldn't ask for any better. It is a 3 and out in a punting situation. Well, there are a lot of guys with a lot of different numbers and a lot of same numbers because of the 155 on the team and the roughly 100 or so that are dressed out. So the question becomes, as the ball hops and then is picked up on the one hop. And finally brought down right about the 44-yard line. Is return guy, we think, Jorian Haynes. And why I say we think is because there are so many players that you've got a multiplicity of players who are wearing the same number from the standpoint of one defender and one offender, if you will. So we will get our first look at the offense for Georgia Military College as the return by Haynes is out to near the 44, but then you've got additional penalty yardage tacked on. So that'll bring it to the 47, and that's where the Bulldogs will take over first down and 10. Got to get back into the flow of things. Got to admit, I'm a one-man band, but when you're a one-man band with baseball, set up a couple of cameras, you're not manning one. Basketball, pretty much the same. Football, a little different animal. Handoff given to Jones. Jones, 464 yards 1 year ago. Got a lot of new faces for the Bulldogs, but it is a familiar face or two that you expect to see picking up some positive yardage for the Bulldogs, and one of those familiar faces belongs to Traquan Jones. And, of course, the other familiar face that put up quite a few yards a season ago was quarterback Chip Cooper. Gain of 4 on a first down carry. Brings up a 2nd down and 6. And you got another give to Jones. He'll burst his way inside Bandit territory.
Jones again on the carry. Good for a Bulldog first down.
So the Bartow product on back-to-back carries and has the Bulldogs inside the 40 to the 38-yard line where it is 1st down and 10. And this is what the Bulldogs have been known for over the years, and that is very effectively running the football. But how about a 38-yard touchdown pass?
From Chip Cooper.
Yeah, pretty good at running, but not shabby at throwing the football, too. And the first pass of the season into the awaiting arms of Darrell Bland. .38-yard touchdown pass. And Cooper and Bland have got Georgia Military on the board. And, yeah, they've got more than a point. They've got a touchdown. We are hooked into the scoreboard here at the stadium. And there is the extra one to make it a 7-zip lead. Drive number 1 of the season. 53 yards, the final 38. On the pass play, Cooper to Bland. One drive, one pass. Of course, there were some running plays in there, but it was the one drive and the one pass that leads to the one touchdown. And every one of the plays from the line of scrimmage productive. A couple of Jones runs and, of course, the touchdown pass. Out to the 18, across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Levette on the return.
Cornerback from Kingsland, Quan Floyd.
And it'll bring up a 1st down and 10 right about the same spot the Bandits began their opening drive of the football game at the 25. 1st down and 10. 7-zip Georgia Military College lead very, very early in this one. Iowa Western coming to town in a week. I think we've got somebody off sides. Looked like a receiver hopped off sides. Pass is complete. Caesar wrapped up after a gain of
Jairus Coney on the tackle, the linebacker.
Right at 5. So apparently when that receiver, if he did indeed jump off sides, I just kind of caught a glimpse of a receiver here on the right side. I thought left a few minutes early. Okay, maybe not a few minutes, but a few moments early. Another pass, it is complete. This time Williams in on the grab. Again, he is swarmed by that Georgia Military College defense.
Bulldogs brought him down. Defensive line, Aiden Benton, 90. Mayan Conaway, 91. Mir Hopper,
And it's a 3rd down
92.
and 5.
And Emmanuel
Bulldog
Campy,
defensive unit would love to turn in
number
back-to-back
99,
3 and outs
in that defensive line.
and hand the ball back over to the offense. We're going to call it more like a 3rd and 3 with the ball spotted at the 32. And Rodriguez hasn't handed off to a running back yet, so why start now?
Like a first down for Jireh.
Got their first down of the football game with the pass to Plummer. Well, for us, the season started last night down in Bay Minette. Scratch that. Down in Daphne at Bayside Academy.
Jireh on their 44-yard line, 1st and 10.
It was the St. Michael's win. First win in 5 outings against Bayside Academy. But Bayside without a really key ingredient to their offense right now, and that being Brendan Yamani. So look for a different Bayside team in a week. Nothing there. Well, that's why you're throwing the football quite a bit. Jacob Davis wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage.
The linebackers out there today are Jarris Coney, 31, Burks.
Well, I was mentioning as the Bulldogs were hitting a 38-yard touchdown pass that they are known for running the football.
Number 5 is the linebacker out there, Jakari Jones.
And defensively, they are known for defending very well against the run. And the first carry of the football game for Jacob Davis winds up in a 3-yard loss. Rodriguez again to pass. That'll be incomplete and nearly picked off. And bring up a 3rd down and long scenario, 3rd down and 13.
On defense.
Bandits have got to get inside Bulldog territory, 4 yards inside that territory to pick up the first to the 46 on a 3rd and 13. And Rodriguez dropped behind the line of scrimmage, loses the football. Bulldogs appear to have pounced on it.
Big number 90, Aiden Benton with the sack.
Well, they're going to say
6'2",
that
245
he was down before the ball popped loose.
First down, Bulldogs.
Wow, nearly a fumble recovery for Walker Hicks. And it'll bring up a punting situation. Joshua Escamilla, I would assume he's listed on the roster as wearing 97, but donning 89, and that one is nearly blocked. Return out of the 45-yard line. And again, you got a couple of 13s, one that plays defense, one that plays offense. When you look at guys returning the football, then you kind of take your pick, a safety or a wide receiver. I'm going with Shamar Dindy.
Chip Cooper back in the game.
And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs at nearly the same spot they began their opening drive of the game. And we know what happened with that opening drive. Turned into 6. First down and 10 for Cooper and company. Lots of running room. Down the left side, finally. Shoved out of bounds. That is Trevon Kitchen.
Trevon Kitchen on the carry, number 2. Good for a Bulldog first down.
Kitchen, a redshirt freshman.
Jireh's 34-yard
And there are a lot of
33,
freshman offensive
1st
weapons
and 10.
where these Bulldogs are concerned. Got a handful of sophomore experience. And as a matter of fact, it was that sophomore experience that played a huge role in the opening drive. Kitchen in motion. Cooper fires over the middle. Pass caught. Down to the 20-yard line.
Flag on the play.
And there is a flag on the play. Pass caught by Kyrie Fuller. And let's see what the official is going to indicate happened.
Encroachment, defense, penalties decline, result of the play, first down.
First down, Dogs. Kyrie
Got an
Fuller,
encroachment.
the
It was
reception,
against
number 33.
Jireh Prep. So the penalty declined. It'll be first down and 10 right about the red zone. Handoff goes to Kinchin. Kinchin inside the 10, inside the 5, inside the end zone. 20-yard touchdown run.
Trayvon Kitchen. From Hampton, number 2, Trayvon Kitchen.
Bulldogs, a couple of drives, couple of TDs. And this one from 20 yards away from Kinchin. Extra point try.
Freddie Perez, point after is good.
Through the uprights. Bulldogs up by a couple of TDs.
Duty, honor, country. Those are the words we live by at Georgia Military College, as we aim to instill patriotism in our students as they develop into effective leaders and engaged citizens. Whether you're looking for a traditional college experience with intercollegiate athletics and Corps of Cadets, satellite campuses close to home, or a global online leadership college where you pursue your degree when it's convenient for you, the pathways to opportunities are endless at Georgia Military College. We are committed to helping you succeed as a student in the classroom, as an athlete on the field of competition, as a cadet leading your peers, or as a student online. At Georgia Military College, you can start here, go anywhere.
Couple of drives into the season, couple of touchdowns on the board for Georgia Military College. Bandits have started a couple of drives near the 25. Let's see where this one will begin. A little better field position. Out across the 30. And there's another penalty flag, and there is a fray. It is a... and we're calling it a fray and not a fray cuss. Because it was little. If it had been big, it would have been a fray cuss.
It's a good day.
But it was a little one. So it was a fray. And Coach Rob Manchester is pulling aside a Bulldog, I believe, defender. Again, you got offense, defense, in many instances wearing the same number. But if that is defense, that would be Will Hawkins just kind of holding him aside, going, listen, we want kind of a tempered temperament. We want that passion. We want that drive, but we also want you playing next week. And if you get kicked out of a game, you're not playing next week. And next week is huge.
However, after the play, personal foul, number 23 is disqualified.
They are kicking 23 out of the game.
Defensively in the backfield for the Bulldogs, Anthony Carter.
And again, with two 23s in offense and defense.
Number 3.
Not sure which one we are missing. Probably the defensive player.
13.
But disqualified. So there is the bad news for
Number 1, Ja'Cory
the
Walker.
disqualifiee. In that when you're disqualified from one event, you've got to set out the next, unless things have changed. And rules do change over the course of a year with the NJCAA. But man, you're already looking at pain now.
Personal foul. We will march off 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
And now the penalty yardage will be marked off. We've already been notified about the disqualification. So now you've already got a little taint, if you will, to a 14-zip lead with 7:05 to play in the first, in that somebody who you're desperately going to need against the number one team in the country a week from now might not be on the field. Football on the 48-yard line. Hey, good to hear from the commissioner of the GCAA, Dave Elder. I'm assuming watching from there in the GCAA towers, as you've got an incomplete pass intended for Hagerman Williams.
Number 39.
Dave, good to have you on the other end of the broadcast. You know I'm going to be calling on you. You know sometime during the year we're going to have Dave Elder on at halftime. So be on the lookout. That is dropped. Rodriguez trying to find the handle and finally will, but after a loss of plenty. Loss of 8 back to the 40. And it will bring up a third down and long, and I'm hearing somebody say, hey, let's call a timeout. And that somebody is Georgia Military.
We're proud that duty, honor, and love of country are
6:54 left to play. Quarter number
All our
one,
students
Bulldogs
embody
by
these principles
14.
And are reminded throughout the campus of what this means to all GMC Bulldogs. Duty, honor, and love of country.
The final episode of the Pest Control Guys. It's the competition that could win them the biggest contract of their life for Karen Moneybags. You won't believe what happens when we let the guys inside the house. It's 3 guys up for 1 contract. Only one can say, I do accept the contract. Next on the Pest Control Guys. Sponsored by Bughouse Pest Control. Protect your house with Bughouse.
Third down, we'll call it 18, football at the 41. And I think the official, I don't know if we got that, but the official got sandwiched. One of the linebackers was trying to shift into a position and ran right into the umpire. And he says he's okay. Rodriguez again throws. It is picked off. Inside the 40. Out of bounds. Inside the 35.
32, Creighton Horst.
Creighton Horst on the pick.
Creighton Horst.
Well, that was a lame duck toss.
260-pound running back.
And I'm not sure if somebody got a hand on the football, got a hand on the hand of Rodriguez. But I do know that it wound up in the midst of Creighton Horst. And the Bulldogs, who have not been hurting for field position, see it get even better. Football spotted at the 25. First down and 10. Cooper flushed out of the pocket. Hey, this is something that he does extremely well. Haven't seen a lot of running from Cooper today, but last year, 733 yards. Actually ran for more yards than he passed for. So when you flush him out of the pocket, that's not necessarily good news. There have been 3 drives and there have been 3 feature running backs. Cooper tiptoeing down the sideline.
Cooper again on the carry. Gain of maybe 3 yards.
And it'll bring up a third down and short football at the 19. So the opening drive was St. Croix saw Traquan Jones in the backfield. And then we saw Trayvon Kinchen. And now you've got Keenan Phillips behind quarterback Chip Cooper on a third down and 3. And the give will go to Phillips.
Keenan Phillips.
He'll pick up the first.
First down, Dogs. Looks like we're about on the 11, 12-yard line.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Give goes to Phillips. Phillips will make his way into the end zone. Bulldogs again on the board.
Somebody's going to have to go get some more gunpowder for that cannon.
Not a bad day at the office thus far. 3 drives, 3 scores. And a whistle before the extra point kick. So let's see if Freddie Perez will tee it up again. And I would assume he would based on the fact that the whistle was heard first prior to the snap. I mean, just prior, but prior to the snap. And the officials discussing. I don't know that there's a lot to discuss. Again, based on the fact that the whistle came just prior to the snap of the football. Move it half the distance. I guess that could be the discussion. Do you move it half the distance to the goal? Or do you basically decline the penalty and boot it from the original spot? So Perez, who has already split the uprights twice, will try to do it thrice. Well, you got to have a flag somewhere in there. Bandits hopping over Bulldogs, trying to get to the kick.
Defense number 18.
It has been the most common play thus far today for Jireh Prep, that encroachment. Well, they say third time's the charm. Let's see if the third time, or at least the third effort to get the ball through the uprights and put an extra point on the board, is what makes it happen. Perez. Snap, hold, and kick. They are all good. 21 zip Bulldogs. 4:25 to play in the first. Busting his way up the middle. That is Hall, and guess what we've got? A little yellow hanky on the field. We've seen a bunch of those, and it looks like we could have an injured Bulldog. That is Ryan Young with hands on knees.
Personal foul. Blindside block. Receiving team, number 19.
And he might have been the recipient of that blindside block that has just been charged to Jireh Prep. So the penalty yardage back to the 13 for the Bandits.
For their support. It really means a lot. Coach Manchester, the coaching staff, of course, the players appreciate the support of the.
And great to have you watching our coverage. Thanks so much for
Thank you
tuning in
very
to
much.
JockJive. You are watching on YouTube. You may not have known that, but the YouTube media player is the media player that we now have on the main page, the front page of the site. So if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel, we would be plumb tickled pink. Trying to get as many subscribers as possible. The next goal is 5,000. And I think we're somewhere around 4,800 or so. So if you would subscribe, we would say thank you. Pass complete, but there's just not much running room.
Anthony
With
Carter.
a completed pass to
on
Noah
that tackle
Taylor.
had some help. Help from Jordan McCray, number 12.
By the way, I mentioned I am a
Second down,
one-man
about
band.
6
Little
or
play-by-play,
7.
little scorekeeping. Which, by the way, I think I forgot to write down that last score. Let me do that. Pass complete.
Pass
Out to
complete,
the
32
22-yard
on the tackle.
line. And
Craig
it was
Morse.
Phillips on the 8-yard touchdown run. But I mentioned all of that just to say, if things go a little bit awry, yep, I'm to blame. But right now, contending with a wasp in the booth. And I think of myself as a relatively calm guy for the most part. Big pass play, off to the races, and into the end zone.
Number
Shutout no
9,
longer intact.
Scott, wide receiver. Touchdown, Jireh.
And Jireh Prep, who, by the way, their only
Norman Scott.
NFL alumni was a wide receiver. And you get a big pass play there that covers a lot of ground. 78 yards on the pass play. Turns it into a 21-6 game. Late personnel arriving for the Bandits. But as I was mentioning, there's other elements to contend with. So if camera gets a little jittery, or if you
Boy, that
hear
was good.
a grown man that sounds like he is screaming like a little girl,
Bulldogs 21, Jireh 7, 3:11 here
it could be
in
me.
First quarter.
21-7
Everyone
ball
can
game,
start here and
still in
go
the first.
anywhere by attending GMC. Our main campus. Folks all over the country doing the work. Leading. Start here, go anywhere.
Bandits on the board, 21-7 ball game, 3:11 to play in the opening stanza. It has become a lengthy opening quarter of play. We are 54 minutes into our coverage, and right about, 32 minutes into the ball game, and still in the opening 15 minutes of play, as that will find its way into the end zone and come out to the 25 for the Bulldogs. And reminder, next week we are right back here. Iowa Western, the #1 team in the country, the defending national champions, coming to Davenport Field, and we'll have the coverage for you here.
Coca-Cola and Butler Ford and
Not
Honda.
that many road trips for the Bulldogs this year.
Go see the folks at Butler.
But the trips on the road will take them to Utah, North Carolina, and Texas. And technically a home game in South Carolina. .3:11 to play, opening quarter. Well, let's see if we've got a fourth running back on the fourth drive of the football game for Georgia Military. Incomplete pass intended for Trenton Smith.
Trenton Smith on the carry.
Well, it looks like it is Traquan Jones back in the backfield. So right now, we've got a three-man rotation. Jones, Kinchin, Phillips. And it is Jones back in the backfield, who a season ago had 7 touchdowns on the ground. Handoff given to Jones, and he will find running room
Jones,
here to the right side. Picks up the first and then some.
Traquan from Bartow, Florida. Good for a Bulldog first down.
Speaking of South Carolina, if my memory serves me correctly, that was kind of the breakout game for Jones a year ago. Up in Casey, South Carolina, where he put together a 100-plus yard rushing day. Jones again on the carry. He'll spin his way across the 45 near the 46-yard line. Gain of close to 5 on the carry brings up a 2nd down and 5. Football at 47.
2nd and 5 from our 47.
Well, it is not particularly hot, but I think I just saw a bandit kind of, I'm trying to think of a polite word for upchuck. Jones down the sidelines. Add his name to the scoring list.
Flag on the play.
There is a flag.
Flag on the play.
So let's see if that name will be scratched from the scoring list. Not in the area where you typically get a hold. But apparently the infraction will go against the Bulldogs. Boy, if the infraction happened right there around the 35, Jones had already broken free. And was on his way for 6, but that is going to be the call. A hold at the 35, penalty yardage marked off from there, which will put the football at the 45. They do get the first, but scratch the 6. And the long Jones touchdown run. First down and 10, football at the 45, inside Bandit territory. Still in the opening stanza, 1:34 to play in quarter number 1. Breaking tackles. That is Kinchin, and Kinchin picking up the first inside the 30.
Kinchin breaking a few tackles. On his way to another Bulldog first down.
First down and 10, football on the 28. Cooper into the end zone, second touchdown of the football game via the air. And this one to Trenton Smith.
Okaleye, number 18.
Check that. That is Joshua Okalehe. So Okalehe on the touchdown reception. I was crediting to the next number up as it is through the uprights for Perez. 28-7 Bulldogs.
With the touchdown reception.
Duty, honor, country. Those are the words we live by at Georgia Military College as we aim to instill patriotism in our students as they develop into effective leaders and engaged citizens. Whether you're looking for a traditional college experience with intercollegiate athletics and Corps of Cadets, satellite campuses close to home, or a global online leadership college where you pursue your degree when it's convenient for you, the pathways to opportunities are endless at Georgia Military College. We are committed to helping you succeed as a student in the classroom, as an athlete on the field of competition, as a cadet leading your peers, or as a student online. At Georgia Military College, you can start here, go anywhere.
Less than a minute to go in the opening stanza, 28-7 Bulldog lead. Couple of touchdown tosses. Return from inside the 5, tripped up inside the 15, and down to the 12.
Looked like Philip Baines tripped him up first, number 15 from Social Service.
So Hall will bring it out to near the 14 is where they will spot it.
First down on their 26.
And it'll be a first down and 10 for Jireh Prep. Incomplete pass. Intended on the far sidelines for Scott. I mentioned there's been one Jireh Prep alum that has moved on to the NFL, and that was Roger Lewis. Roger Lewis, a wide receiver who went from Jireh Prep to Bowling Green and eventually to the Giants. Not a lot of receptions, but got there, played, 43 receptions, 500-plus yards. Hit as he throws. Rodriguez tipped high into the air, and it was an opportunity for Bulldogs, but the incomplete pass will bring up a third down and long. And, of course, the Jireh Prep throwing the football has been a big contributor to the time that has not elapsed in the opening stanza. Still a little better than a half minute to play in quarter number 1, and it is a third down and 10. Rodriguez, I think there's been one run play.
Pass incomplete.
And you got another incomplete pass.
Touchdown earlier.
And it'll bring up a punting scenario for Jireh Prep. The pass again intended for Scott.
Now back deep for the Bulldogs, number 81, Darrell Bland.
Darrell Bland, who's already caught a touchdown pass.
Back deep for the Dogs.
Back deep to receive for the Bulldogs. He will stand at his 46. And Escamilla will kick it away from right about his end zone. Strong rush, not a particularly good kick. And Bland will make the catch at the 42 with no return yardage, and that is where the Bulldogs will take over with 27 seconds remaining in the quarter. And this should be the last drive and maybe even the last play of the first quarter. It has been productive for the Bulldogs. 2 touchdowns on the ground, 2 touchdowns through the air. And a 28-7 lead. Not quite 15 minutes into the game. By the way, at halftime, we talk with Greg Zeka, the Assistant Athletic Director here at Georgia Military College. Thanks to Tina Harrison. Provides me with graphics, with spots, with sponsor info. Thank you very much, Tina, who probably doesn't have time at the moment to sit and listen to accolades. She's busy. Everybody on staff at the moment, it's game time. They are working.
Encroachment. Kicking team. That 5 yards will be added to the end of the run.
And an encroachment, it will be charged to Jireh Prep. And the Bulldogs, instead of the 42, will begin the drive at the 37. Well, it will be interesting to see how long Cooper plays in this game. Already a 3-score lead and inside Bandit territory again. And off goes to Phillips. And Phillips will be dropped inside the 35 near the 33.
Gain of
and
4
that
yards.
should do it
2nd and 6.
for the opening stanza. I don't think they will get another playoff. Yeah, they will not. They'll come to the sidelines. We'll put an end to quarter number 1.
That ends the first quarter. It's time to release the Dogs.
Impressive for the Bulldogs, scoring on every drive.
Yearly crowdfunding campaign. The campaign
And
is
leading
supported
it by
Bulldogs
21.
as they strive for excellence in the classroom and on the field. If you're interested.
Plan in motion as we begin quarter number 2. Cooper will be sacked behind the line of scrimmage at the 41-yard line. There have not been many plays that have gone the opposite way for the Bulldogs. That will be maybe the first, possibly the second, resulting in negative yardage. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 13, football back to the 41-yard line. Into quarter number 2 after a 5-score first quarter, and 4 of the scores belonging to the Bulldogs. Cooper again flushed out of the pocket, trying to set up the screen.
That's Hosey again.
And it'll be an incomplete pass.
Defense.
And bring up a 4th down situation, and I would assume a punting one. Unless you got somebody that can boot about a 55, 58-yard field goal.
Cole Snyder back to punt.
Cole Snyder will
36.
kick. First kick of the football game for Georgia Military. First drive that did not result in points. Back deep to receive is Hall for the Bandits. And that is going to be downed. Was it a touchback or at the 1? That's at the 1 yard line. As a kicker, you can't fare much better.
Looks like they downed it on about the 5 yard line.
Well, the official standing in the 1, pointing to the 5. And let's see where it's going to be. How about the 5.5? Well,
Touching occurred at the 6 yard line. Therefore, we have first down from there. First down.
apparently initially touched at the 6. So I am assuming that the official standing at the 1 was kind of marking the spot where it was placed by the Bulldog and then pointing to where he thought it was touched just to get confirmation from the other umpires, and that's where the ball will be placed at the 6 yard line. Got a new cornerback in for Jireh Prep. He'll complete the pass but won't get yardage.
31 on
As a
the
matter of
tackle.
fact, he will lose yardage
Coney.
on the pass play, and that new cornerback
Warner Roberts.
is Grayson
Hey,
Donnell.
cadets, if you're interested in earning your bachelor's degree, you need to contact Syracuse University's Office of Military Admissions to talk to Austin Bettinger.
By the way, there is a fundraiser going on here at Georgia Military College called Release the Dogs. We'll give you more information on that at halftime and also in our conversation with Greg Zeka. We talk about Release the Dogs, so check that out at the half. Donnell with a pass completion, but again, nothing there. Maybe able to get out to the 1 was Ty Martin.
On the tackle, number 22, Colin Kungu. Alpharetta.
And it'll bring up a 3rd down and long, 3rd and 14. So a couple of pass completions for Donnell coming in relief of Rodriguez, but negative yardage. And it is a 3rd and 14. Similar pass, this time a few extra yards. And overall, the passing performance by Donnell on the drive, maybe a yard. In a punting situation, which means Escamilla, unless there is a penalty, and I don't see a hanky, but I see some activity that would indicate
Defense number 47.
a foul.
5
There
yards
is
from the previous- 5
5
yards
yard
from the
mark
previous
off
spot.
charged
Still 3rd down.
to the Bulldogs for offsides. So not Escamilla yet. It'll be a 3rd down and 9, and Donnell and company with another opportunity to try to pick up the first. To get the first, you got to cross the 10 and get near the 12. And Rodriguez now back in QB. After the 3, Donnell passes, and Rodriguez
Number 3,
dropped in the end zone.
Head. Safety.
Ty Head picking up 2 for the defense. Well, and I guess the defense and the offense didn't score for the first time on a drive. I guess it's our job to get some points. So they do, and the Bulldogs lead at 28 points, 30-7. And Nicole, along with the safety, the offense will be on the field. And we might still see Escamilla. We talked about Escamilla possibly coming on at the turn, and it looks like that will be the option, to punted away.
Would also like to recognize Ortho Georgia. Does a great
But
job.
Escamilla's coming out with the tee.
athletes.
So that is not an indication of a punt
Everything else down there in
from
Ortho,
Escamilla.
Georgia. Dr. Neergaard and his staff. They also have physical therapists down there. Ortho Georgia, major supporter of GMC athletics.
So Escamilla, we are assuming, since he had a tee in hand, is going to place it down on the turf. But I don't see the tee at the moment. So apparently he will punt. And it is Bland and Jones back deep to receive for the Bulldogs. Pretty short kick. And Jones. Spectacular catch to be able to maintain Bulldog possession on the one hop. Went airborne.
It must have been Keenan Phillips on that carry, number 8. First and 10 for the Dogs.
So the Bulldogs with 12:41 to play. With possession of the football at the 46-yard line.
For halftime, while we honor our Junior College Educator of the Year and some other faculty members that are present today, we're doing that at halftime.
Well, these teams need to lay off the scoring in the second stanza because we're going to go over the scoring at halftime when we got a conversation with Greg Zeka. I don't know if we'll have enough time to get all these scores in if they keep doing this. Jones shoved out of bounds.
And the workhorse today, number 6.
Inside Jireh Prep territory to the 48-yard line.
Second down coming up.
Second down and 4. Chip Cooper still in at QB. Jones in the backfield.
Jones on a carry up
inside the 45 near the 42-yard line.
Play good for a Bulldog first down.
And it'll be a first down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Well, an impressive start for Georgia Military and a balanced attack. It is skewed a bit towards the run game, but there have been some quality passes thrown into the mix. Cooper flushed out of the pocket. Inside the 40.
Chip Cooper scrambles. Chip Cooper, number 3. What an athlete.
Good crowd on hand for the season opener here at Georgia Military College. Stands are just about packed. Got folks draped along the sidelines as well. And when you consider it's August, it is the perfect August day for football. Nowhere to go for Kinchins up the middle.
Kawarion Sanders stepped up there on the tackle. Kitchen on that last carry, number 2. Third down for the Bulldogs.
It'll bring up a third down and 4. Bulldogs have got to get it inside the 32 to pick up the first. Next week, we kick off our coverage of junior college volleyball here on JockJive. Cooper on the keeper, inside the 25, still on his feet, into the end zone, touchdown.
Number 3.
Chip Cooper.
Guy can do it all.
There were multiple times he was supposed to be stopped.
Chips from Sylvester.
As you may know by now, he was not.
Brady Perez with the point after.
And the Bulldogs with a 36-7 advantage.
It's good.
And the Perez kick after the fact, good. Bulldogs by 30. Inside 10 to play in the half. And don't forget to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. I think we're just like a handful of Twitter followers away from 5,000.
Third quarter, so you can run over there during halftime.
Got there about a week or two ago, and then we lost about 4 or 5 folks. Not sure what happened.
A lot of great stuff over
Just
there.
decided to stop following us. Why would you want to do that?
Decent prices.
So we need about 3 or 4 or 5 Twitter followers to get back to 5,000. Put at JockJive in the search engine.
Friendly service.
Perez kick will be returned from the 4. And lassoed to the turf and out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Bandits will take over first down and 10 after the Ty Martin return.
Like they're going to spot it on the 19-yard line.
It has been all Bulldogs with the exception of the 78-yard touchdown pass. And Bulldogs with a 37-7 advantage. If the Dogs continue to add the lead, the question mark becomes in the second half, do you go at some point with a running clock? At the high school level, it would be a mandatory running clock. At collegiate level, it might need a agreement where both coaches are concerned. Donnell with a few snaps, but Rodriguez came back in at QB, and he is there now. As you have got a flag, and I think this is going to be, well, I saw the official indicate what I thought it was going to be was offsides. But apparently drawn offsides by the false start.
55. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Five-yard mark off. Second run play of the game for Jireh Prep. And just about the same results with the given to Jacob Davis. They had one first quarter run play. Everything else through the air.
Face mask, defense number 99.
And now you got a face mask that'll be charged to the Bulldogs. It'll be a
15-yard
mark off from the spot of the foul, and it's an automatic first down. So technically, there is no run play thus far in the second stanza, as the penalty nullifies the run. 9.5 to play in the half. And Rodriguez calling for time. Bulldogs, too, will take the opportunity to come to the sidelines and chat.
All right, here we go. Trying to enter his contact information on the sign behind you. Give him a call and learn how to take advantage of this great opportunity.
9:27 to play, half number 1, 37-7, Georgia Military College lead. Start of the football season for high school last night. For JUCO this afternoon. Davis, first positive carry of the football. 4 yards on the gain. Bringing up a second down. We'll now call it 5. They moved that marker up a little bit. So we'll pick up a 5 on the carry. Rodriguez with a fake. Drop behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of nearly 10 on the sack. Back to the 26-yard line. Where it is 3rd down and 13. Rodriguez, loose football, picked up by the Bulldogs.
92, Amir Hopper.
Harper on the fumble recovery.
Georgia, number 92. Another 260-pound running back. We're loaded with him today.
So Georgia Military College knocking on the door again.
At the 5-yard line.
Hopper.
1st and 10.
Fumble recovery after the loss of the football on the exchange, trying to get it into the gut of Caesar. And Georgia Military College looking at a 1st and goal from the 5 going into the Wildcat. Pounding his way into the end zone. Phillips from 5 yards out.
Bainbridge, Georgia.
And the Bulldogs on the board again. Phillips with his 2nd touchdown of the football game. 2 inside the 10, 1 from 8 yards out. That one from 5 yards away. Extra point up and good.
Perez is the point after.
Bulldogs, a big lead in the 2nd.
Duty, honor, country. Those are the words we live by at Georgia Military College, as we aim to instill patriotism in our students as they develop into effective leaders and engaged citizens. Whether you're looking for a traditional college experience with intercollegiate athletics and Corps of Cadets, satellite campuses close to home, or a global online leadership college where you pursue your degree when it's convenient for you, the pathways to opportunities are endless at Georgia Military College. We are committed to helping you succeed as a student in the classroom, as an athlete on the field of competition, as a cadet leading your peers, or as a student online. At Georgia Military College, you can start here, go anywhere.
Georgia Military 44-7 lead, 7:58 to play, half number one. The Perez kick. Return from near the 4 by Hall. And he'll bring it out to near the 25-yard line, and that's where the Bandits take over first down and 10. And now there's a penalty flag. And the Bandits have indicated it will go against the Bulldogs. Let's wait and see. (44-7) lead, Georgia Military College. Haven't seen an indication yet from the official what the infraction is. I see multiple flags on the turn.
After the play, personal foul. Kicking team, number 4. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 13 on the kicking team. That's his first.
Well, there appeared to be a cheer from the Bandit sideline, which made it appear as though the Bulldogs would be the guilty party, but both infractions go against the Bandits. That can't be true based on where the football is currently spotted. So it will go against the Bulldogs, both infractions, and thus we got the cheer of the Bandits. Well, it was the kicking team. That is what he said, right? Yeah, the official's right. I'm discombobulated. So a pair of Bulldog infractions and right to cheer for the Bandits as they, after the infractions, begin the drive inside Bulldog territory. That's their best starting position of the football game.
Number 15.
And we've had a game wrapped up in the first half.
Second down.
I mean, you've got a total of 51 points that have been scored, and we're still not quite halfway through the quarter. Incomplete pass intended for Brian Plummer. And I think Ryan Young cleaned out the Plummet.
Roughing the passer, defense number 31.
Well, I got another infraction against the Bulldogs. It'll be a roughing the passer charge. So it is a drive greatly aided by Bulldog infractions.
Jireh with a first down now.
Turns it into a first down and 10 at the 26. Running clock nearing the 7-minute mark. Complete pass, but not a whole lot of yardage, about 3 on the completion.
A bunch of Bulldogs out there on that tackle.
Taylor on the catch. And it'll bring up a second down at 7. Well, I can pull out the old Google Calendar and let you know what's going on next week. Got volleyball, got high school football, got junior college football. Iowa Western will be here a week from today, talking about the number 1 team in the country versus the current number 12. Wow. You talk about cleaning somebody's clock. What a pop by Elijah Ray.
Looked like number 9, Elijah Ray.
Williams caught it. Williams hung on to it. I'm not sure how. He just got obliterated after the fact. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 in what's got to be 4-down territory. Pass towards the end zone, in and out of the hands of the intended target, Plummer.
Pass was intended for Cedric Evans.
And apparently Escamilla will come on and try a field goal. Well, this is where you've already conceded defeat. Down 44-7, 5:34 to play in the half when you're coming out to try for 3 with a 4th and 3 from the 19. But again, both teams came in with the knowledge that Bulldogs should and are dominating. Jireh Prep is trying to become a better ball club and get their players some playing time, and they hope some recognition that will move them to another level. Escamilla, 35-yard field goal.
Field goal is
and it is good.
3 more points on the board for Jireh. 5:27.
Jireh Prep makes it a 34-point game. Escamilla, 35-yard field goal. Bandits make it a 44-10 ball game. 5:27 to play, half number 1. Greg Zeka coming up in the half. Coastal Alabama North volleyball on Wednesday and Friday. Bayside Academy football on Friday. Georgia Military College football on Saturday of next week. All here on JockJive. Jones returns it to the 40. Midfield. Accelerates down the sidelines. Into the end zone. Touchdown.
Number 8. All the way.
Check that. Not Jones.
About 90 yards, I reckon.
I believe that is Haynes.
Keenan Phillips, number 8.
Nope, they're going with Keenan Phillips. They got 2 options at 8, and one is Haynes, the other Phillips. It is Phillips who will return the kick the distance. .516. 9 seconds after the Bandit field goal is the kickoff return by Phillips of 95 yards. Well, just about every way you can score, Bulldogs have in the first half. Touchdown runs, touchdown passes, safety, field goal, kickoff return. And I guess what we're missing thus far is a punt return.
Kick it off. The ball is not behaving today.
A little breezy today. The ball does not want to stay on the tee for Perez. In a 51-10 ball game. That'll go into the end zone, and bringing it out is Levant. To about the 9, and guess what came into the fray late? Another one of those yellow hankies.
Burks on the tackle, but there's a flag on the play.
So let's see what this one is about.
The play, personal foul, kicking team number 20, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
Well, we will talk with Rob Manchester at the end of the ball game. The conversation only, by the way, available on Facebook and Twitter. But I have a feeling if there is going to be a spot that kind of gets under the crawl, it is going to be penalties and the fact that they've got a player disqualified, which means that player disqualified will not play a week from today. At least that's the way I understand the rules as they have been in years gone by in the NJCAA. Rodriguez on the pass play to Caesar. Gain of 4 brings up a second down and 6.
55 on that tackle, Bashan Moody from Columbus.
Not many teams opening the year this weekend for junior college football. Rodriguez to pass, and it is incomplete. Receiver and quarterback apparently not on the same page.
Number 2 incomplete. Third down coming up.
And it'll bring up a third down and 7.
Taylor Noah, the wide receiver.
Just a couple of games this weekend. The bulk of the teams begin next week. And as a result, I'm not sure if there will be a new junior college football poll come out next week. It may be 2 weeks when everybody's had their season opener before we see a new poll. Rodriguez flushed out of the pocket. And he will slide, but I'm not sure. He got the first, apparently did. Maybe started that slide just a little early. It'll bring up a 4th down and 2. Football at the 33.
33-yard line.
And Escamilla coming out onto the turf to boot it away. So if the polls stay as is, and there is no new poll between now and next week, you'll have 1 and 12.
Phillips back deep for the
Iowa Western and Georgia Military. If there are new polls, Iowa Western's not playing this week. So maybe Georgia Military moves up a notch or 2. Of course, I don't know how many teams that are ahead of them are playing this week. I don't think the Mississippi schools are. So you probably wouldn't see much movement in the polls, whether there's a new one or not. And you got a timeout on the field that'll be asked for by Georgia Military.
Timeout. GMC. It's our first of the half.
Time out of the field with 3:03 to play. Half number 1.
The final episode of the Pest Control Guys. It's the competition that could win them the biggest contract of their life for Karen Moneybags. You won't believe what happens when we let the guys inside the house. It's 3 guys up for 1 contract. Only one can say, I do accept the contract. Next on the Pest Control Guys. Sponsored by Bughouse Pest Control. Protect your house with Bughouse.
.303 to play, half number 1, a 51-10 Georgia Military College lead. Escamilla to kick it away. It's a high end-over-end kick. And fielded by Phillips, but dropped. Running laterally, no gain. It'll be first down and 10 to the 29.
I think that's a 29-yard line.
Coach coming over to Phillips, probably to say, okay, hey, that didn't hurt us, but don't do that again.
Next week we got Iowa Western coming
Get into a
in
big
here
ball
at
game
Fort
against
Field. Game
the
time,
likes of
1
Iowa
p.m.
Western or Tyler, Texas, or
August
Snow
31st.
College. They will make you
Iowa
pay
Western probably be a pretty good game.
for risky business like that. First down and 10, football at the 29. Cooper in quarterback wants to pass. Instead runs. And across the 30 to the 33-yard
Cooper on
line.
the carry up past the 30 to about the 30.
Gain of right at 5.
33. Second and 6.
Brings up a second down. Actually, the need touchdown after about 4. That's an incomplete pass. Had a receiver open, but looked like maybe somebody got a hand on the toss that was intended for Keith Johnson.
12.
Stops the clock with 2:27 to play in the half. Third down, we'll call it 6. And that is batted at the line of scrimmage. Falls to the turf along with
Blocked, and that'll bring up a 4th down for the Dogs.
piece of mouth gear belonging to that young man. Haven't been many opportunities
Cole Snyder, 46.
for Cole Snyder, but he'll get his second punt of the
About
afternoon.
his 20-yard line, maybe 22.
Now, if he has another kick that makes its way inside the 10, then he's hit a monster. Snyder standing at his 18. Line drive kick. Wow, what a vicious
42.
hit. And if Scott's able to get up,
Wiley. Johnny
and
Wiley
he
on
is,
the tackle.
then you can thank protective gear,
Sophomore
shoulder
from
pads and helmet,
Stockbridge.
because he was pounded.
Jonathan Wiley does not play around.
There have been some major league hits in this one.
Number 42.
Ken Frank's in the house, who, by the way, got to do the coin toss at the beginning of the ball. That was great form, by the way, Ken. I mean, just perfect. So he does a great job here keeping the grounds and making sure that we've got what we need, and a lot of other folks have what they need too. We appreciate all that he does.
We need for the junior college faculty that's in attendance.
And typically is watching the
Make
game
your
if
way
he is
to the
not
north end
sitting in the
of
stands
the
watching the
bleachers.
game or on the sidelines watching the
north
game.
end
He's
of the
got the game
bleachers.
on a
Let's
phone
toward the building
or
over
on a
there.
TV, keeping up with his Bulldogs.
If you're a junior college faculty member, meet us at the north end of the bleachers.
Rodriguez to pass with 2:11 to play in the half. Incomplete. Intended for Williams. And apparently either officials have conferred or coaches have conferred or a combination of the two or three. Well,
It's a 2-minute timeout.
got a timeout on the field because, and the reason I was stating such was because the clock continued to run despite the incomplete pass. A 2-minute timeout. I'm going to have to inquire. Is that something new in junior college football this season? It is not uncommon for stuff at the professional level to trickle down to the collegiate. Maybe even eventually in the high school. Maybe the 2-minute warning did, and I missed that. Well, if we get a 2-minute warning heading to the end of the football game, then we'll know. Run plays have not been particularly successful, and this one won't be either.
16.
Shoved out of bounds
Roberts
inside the 30.
ran him
That
down.
is Ty Martin.
Roberts is from Warner Robins.
And a run play out of bounds, but the clock's still
down.
running. So I think there has been some conversation to say, hey, let's speed this game up with a 51-10 contest. And still another half to go. And now Rob Manchester asking for time.
Timeout. GMC, their second of the half.
Timeout number 2 in half number 1.
Now give it up for the Cannon Crew. Yes, sirree.
Well, they gave it up for the Cannon Crew. That's because they're doing a little dance step over there near the cannon on the opposite side of the field. Got to give them a little camera time. They've been very busy today, though. Firing the cannon after touchdowns and safeties and field goals. Rodriguez dropped near the line of scrimmage on the 3rd and long, brings up a 4th and long.
Chris Watson, 39
Timeout.
on that
GMC, their third and final of the half.
And Georgia Military calling for another timeout. Last one and a half. Well, you got them. You might as well use them. Bulldogs will, and we'll be back.
Georgia Military College provides opportunities to learn, to grow, to lead. The GMC Corps of Cadets will help you build a foundation to start your journey to success. As one of 4 military junior colleges in the nation, GMC provides character-based education, state-of-the-art facilities, physical training, leadership, history, and tradition. Be the leader that makes a difference. Start here. Go anywhere.
.65 seconds left in the half. Escamilla with the kick. And Bland will call for the fair catch at the 41.
Fair catch on the 41.
So the Bulldogs hoping to use the final 58 seconds of the first half.
1st and 10 Dogs from our 41-yard line.
Put some points on the board, and then maybe you go into half number 2 with a running clock. I don't know. We'll see. Chip Cooper, who has taken every snap at quarterback, with the exception of that Wildcat that Phillips got a 5-yard touchdown out of. Back of the helm with a 1st and 10 at the 41. And he will go upstairs, pass over the middle. It is complete. And you got a mass of humanity down to the 36-yard line. Televast, his first catch of the game. And Georgia Military in their 2-minute offense. Cooper dropped at the 40, football loose. Bandits will recover. And with 37 seconds left in the half. It'll be Bandit football. Well, again, if you were the coaching staff of Georgia Military College, despite the big lead, you are looking for things that you want to work on, in particular with the number 1 team in the country coming into town next week. I think the Bulldogs have found a few things that they will indeed be working on over the course of 7 days in between now and that Saturday showdown with the number 1 team. Well, let's see what Jireh Prep decides to do here. They'll run the football and pick up about 4 on the carry by Zach Benford. And it looks like they, too, content with running out the half. They do not have to run another play. There's more time on the play clock than the game clock. But it looks like they'll try one more before the end of the half. And there is absolutely nothing there.
That ends the first half. Bulldogs 51, Jireh 10.
Big first half for Georgia Military.
All faculty members should be down there by the north end of the field, and Coach Zeka out there.
51-10 lead at the half. Well, be sure to come back. When we return, we'll take a look at first half scoring. That might take a while before we get to the conversation with Greg Zeka here on JockJive. It is halftime of the half, the advantage, 51-10, Georgia Military College. Thanks so much to all the folks that make our coverage possible on a day-in, day-out basis, like CBIZ, Morton Perlman Sports, Enos Legal, the auto accident firm, of course, the Pickle Barrel, we appreciate so much, Coca-Cola. It's August. It's summer. It's typically hot. What a great time for a Coke. Bug House, making our coverage possible too. And of course, Ortho of Georgia, the orthopedic specialists, helping to bring this coverage to you as well. It is halftime at the half. The advantage belonging to Georgia Military College in a big way. And a quick look at scoring.
Washington, GMC Fairburn.
It started early, 11:50 to go in the first. Bland, a 38-yard touchdown pass from Cooper. Extra point kick, good. Then Kitchen, a 20-yard touchdown run. Phillips, an 8-yard TD run. They all came in the first stanza after one. When you tack on the Freddie Perez extra points, you got a 21-zip Georgia Military College lead. Or check that. It was 21-zip before you got to the 3:11 mark. And then Rodriguez brings it in Rodriguez on a 78-yard touchdown pass. For Jireh Prep, they were on the board. Okale grabs a 30-yard Cooper pass with 53 seconds remaining, and then you got to the end of one, and it was a 28-7 ball game. Started off second quarter scoring, Ty Hand with a safety, Cooper with a 32-yard touchdown run. Phillips added a 5-yard TD run. The lone second quarter, Jireh Prep scored a 35-yard Escamilla field goal. And then a kickoff return by Phillips of 95 yards.
As a token of our appreciation to
all extra point good, and that's how we've gotten here at the half to a 51-10 total. Greg Zeka, the assistant athletic director at Georgia Military College. He is our guest coming up. Oh, but a quick reminder. Here's something that he will be talking about, and we need to make you aware as well. Release the Dogs. It is a fundraiser that is to aid the athletic program at Georgia Military College. You want to listen for more. You want to go to the website and find out more. Halftime, and Greg Zeka's coming up.
Thank you.
Great to have with us as our guest at halftime, Greg Zeka, who is the assistant athletic director at Georgia Military College. Greg, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Robert. Thank you for having me today.
Man, it's great to have you. I don't know how many years now we've been communicating, and this is the time of the year where we get reacquainted as we get ready for the football season. So for me and my involvement with you, it's football related, but you got a ton of stuff that you are doing beyond football there at Georgia Military. So take me through a day in the life of times of Greg Zeka when maybe it's not football season.
Well, We were happy to see you this spring as our softball team was wrapping up a pretty good season. So thanks for coming out then. One of my major tasks is fundraising for the college. So I spend a lot of time communicating with our local businesses, reaching out to them, trying to get them to support our program. And we spend some time creating our fundraising crowdfunding campaign, which just kicked off about a week ago. And so that's live right now. And we'd love to have that be supported by our fans. And, we're really hopeful to raise a lot of money for our kids and give them the support they need to reach excellence.
Okay, so tell us more about this particular fundraising project since it is ongoing at this moment in time. How do people get involved that might be watching right now?
So there's a link on our website for our crowdfunding campaign. It's called Release the Dogs. And basically you just go on there and give. It's not very difficult. It's also all over our social media. There's QR codes, and at our football games, we'll have QR codes posted on different venues and different areas of stadium. And so people will be able to scan their phone, donate $5, $10, $100, $5,000, $10,000, whatever they're into.
Now, the funds obviously go into the athletic program. Are there specific things at the moment that it is geared towards, or is it more to fun things that come up?
Each team has the things that has their wish list. For example, our soccer programs want to get one of those VO cameras so they can live stream their games on Robertson Field. But each team has a little bit of different needs. So I'm not aware of what the specific needs are for each, but each are really excited about it. And since we've launched, I'm excited to report that the women's soccer team is in the lead of fundraising right now. And them in softball usually drive it pretty hard. So they're the top two programs right now. But, football with 155 players on their roster this year probably is going to make a run at the top, I would think.
So you got a little competition going on between these programs to see who can raise the most money, which I like that. It helps raise money, too.
Absolutely, yeah. And then, for those of you who aren't familiar with crowdfunding, it's a real social and fun way to do it. Everybody can see what each team is doing on the page. They can see where each team is fundraising-wise, participation-wise. And an important number for us, not only do we want to get a good financial number and have a lot of money raised, but we also want a lot of support. And last year, we were lucky enough to have 60 new donors to the program that have never given anything to the school before. And that's kind of really why we started crowdfunding, is to reach out to those people that, maybe live out of state, maybe grew up as a member of our community, but moved away and have been following the program from a distance. And now they can give too. They just don't have to be here and have a special ask. They can get right involved without us actually ever talking to them. And I prefer to talk to them, but it's cool that they have an avenue to contribute and support the program kind of on their own in sort of a quiet way.
Now, is there an end point for this fundraiser, or is it something that just goes on throughout the course of the year?
It's a month long. So we started on August 12th, and we're going to be ending on September 15th. But you can always give. This program might close officially, but there's always a way to give. And for anybody that wants to give, they can always reach out to me, and I'm just happy to meet with them and have a conversation and talk about specific needs or specific programs. Maybe they want to get involved with our golf tournaments. We have one in the fall and one in the spring. There's just a lot of different ways. We sell signage. We sell ads on this live stream for football. We do a lot of different things. So anybody that wants to give, you just have to reach out to me, and we'll make it possible for them to do so.
All right, let's move on to the golf tournament. Since you brought it up, it's coming up in the fall. Give me the specifics.
October 25th at the club at Livingston Clare. It's $100 per player, 9 a.m. shotgun start, and we provide breakfast and lunch. And it's a lot of fun. Our spring tournament, the Lou Cordell tournament, is a real serious event, and it's a lot of money. It's expensive to get into, and we provide a lot of different things for this. This one's a little bit different. It's focused on our friends and alumni. That's why we call it the Alumni and Friends Golf Tournament. And it's really just come on out, play some golf. We'll give you some food, and then get back on campus for the alumni parade, which happens that afternoon, and it's all part of Alumni Weekends. It's really a great event, and we have a lot of fun with it.
All right, where the golf is concerned, is it just about playing golf and obviously contributing to the athletic program there, or do you get to bring some hardware home if you win it?
Exactly. Yeah, we have prizes. We have we haven't collected all the prizes yet. We got a lot of different things. Our bookstore will donate some stuff. There'll be some GMC apparel, and a lot of the local businesses support the program too. So maybe you walk away with a chainsaw from Tractor Supply, or you walk away with a gift card from the Brick or from Pickle Barrel. So a lot of different things happen at that tournament.
All right, we're into football season. It is getting underway this weekend. So I asked you to take me through a day for Greg Zeka, non-football. Take me through game day, because I know you're extremely busy, and I got to infringe on some of that busyness by having you come by and make sure that I'm in the press box. But what all do you handle over the course of a football Saturday?
Oh, basically, I'm in charge of operations. So I'll wake up about 8:30, get to campus about 9, and start setting up all the tables at the front gate, at the back gate, putting the tents up for the teams if needed. And on Saturday, we might need some tents for the players. It's going to be a hot one, like most of our August games are. So I'll do that. I'll greet the visiting team. I'll greet the officials when they come, and the visiting team and officials get here about 10:30. So it's early. The game doesn't start till 1, but a lot of things are happening well before that. Of course, I open up the press box and get you set up in there, which is always fun. It's a bright part of my day, actually. And then run around doing different things. I leave a lot of time blocked for calls, because I never know if security is going to call. The cone ice truck needs to get in. Rob might need something, his help. And we want him, while he's the athletic director, we want him focused on the game. So he'll call me with the other stuff that needs to be done. And as a support guy, I'm happy to do that.
Now, when the game ends, is your day over, or is there post-game stuff that you've got to contend with?
There's not too much post-game, a little bit breaking down. It happens at halftime, but post-game, I upload the score. And when we win, I post the score on our social media accounts and get home pretty quickly. So there's not too much after the game. It'll end. I'll be home by about 5. So another full day of work. And then I get to come back in on Sunday this week for our soccer game. So the fun never ends.
Well, tell us about some of the other sports. I know I get involved with football and softball, but there is soccer. I think there's golf, there's cross country, and more. So tell us about some of the other sports.
Well, I'm excited to be a part of GMC, mostly because of the people. But in addition, we have great programs. We win all the time. I can't remember. I've been here 5 years, and I don't remember our teams ever having a losing record. But I remember tons and tons of regional and conference championships and national championships as well. So I'm excited about that. Our 2 soccer teams are coming off winning their conference championship last year and advancing to districts. So hopefully they'll get to nationals next year or this year. And so that's pretty exciting. Our golf team is starting their fall season. They're a perennial power and have been in the final 2 for the last 5 years, and then at the national championship tournament with 1 national championship and 4 runner-ups. So they're right there. But Coach Caden believes this might be the year for us to get back on top. He's got a real stacked roster coming in this year. And then cross country, Coach Sherwood's real excited about the team this year and thinks they might make a run at it too. And they won a 3rd place at nationals a couple of years back, and they're pretty excited to get back into that hunt. Their nationals is close this year up in Richmond, Virginia. So maybe if they make it, we can get back up there and see how they do. But we do pretty well. And softball, they came close to a conference championship last year, went as the number 1 seed, and they're always right up at the top. So it's just fun to be around winners and people that want to win and people that want to work hard to win. And I think not only our athletic programs, but the school in general, and especially with our leadership, is just geared on producing kids that want to be successful. And I think we see that in our athletic department.
Refresh my memory, but it seems like maybe a year, possibly 2 years ago, Georgia Military hosted a national sporting event. Am I remembering correctly? And is that something that could happen again?
It is something that can happen again. We have to bid for it. We hosted the National Cross Country Championship. I want to say it was in 2019 that we did that.
Wow.
Might have been sooner than that. Could have been 21. Might have been 21. But we are talking about hosting that again. We haven't put in a bid for it, but it was a great experience for us, and we have a great facility out at Council Farms. They really support our program and all the local cross country team very well. So they enjoyed having us, and we would do it again. Just isn't our time yet. And I know Coach Sherwood and I are kicking that around, and that might happen over the next 3 or 4 years.
Now, where the bid process is concerned, when you do bid, are you bidding for the next year, or are you bidding 3 or 4 years down the road?
It depends on the sport. And I haven't looked at what cross country, how far they're out yet. I think they're set for the next 2 years. So if we did put a bid in, it would be for 2 to 3 years away.
Greg Zeka, very busy, obviously, not just at Georgia Military College, but with the possibility of these national events coming. Always a pleasure to talk with you, and to me, a great way to start the season at halftime, getting inputs, kind of a behind-the-scenes look at what goes on at Georgia Military. Greg, thanks for being our guest today.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate your time, and looking forward to the second half.
Duty, honor, country. Those are the words we live by at Georgia Military College, as we aim to instill patriotism in our students as they develop into effective leaders and engaged citizens. Whether you're looking for a traditional college experience with intercollegiate athletics and Corps of Cadets, satellite campuses close to home, or a global online leadership college where you pursue your degree when it's convenient for you, the pathways to opportunities are endless at Georgia Military College. We are committed to helping you succeed as a student in the classroom, as an athlete on the field of competition, as a cadet leading your peers, or as a student online. At Georgia Military College, you can start here, go anywhere.
It is halftime, 51-10 advantage. Georgia Military College, again, thanks so much to the folks that are making our coverage possible. CBS Borden Perlman Sports, also Enos Legal, the auto accident firm. Pickle Barrel, man, you want a great place to go after the ball game for a great meal, you're going to want the Pickle Barrel. And you're going to definitely want to sip on some Coca-Cola on a warm August afternoon. Bug House Pest Control, also making coverage possible. Ortho Georgia, the orthopedic specialists. And don't forget the fundraiser that Greg Zeka talked about in our pregame conversation, or in our halftime conversation. Pregame was with Coach Manchester, halftime with Greg. There's how you QR code it. Go to the website, get more information as well. Release the Dogs. Your funds help athletics, not just football, softball, soccer, golf, cross country, you name it. The athletic program at GMC. Second half action moments away. Well, we're about to get third quarter action underway. I mentioned I'm a one-man band, and running camera, a little play-by-play, a little scorekeeping, a little graphic overlaying. I'm going to add one more task in the third stanza. And for those of you who are newcomers, let me enlighten you. For those of you who watched a year ago or in years gone by, third quarter shout-outs. We take the 15 minutes of the third quarter and give you an opportunity to send shout-outs to the number on the screen, on the scoreboard, 334-488-1385, 334-488-1385. I'm going to add another task. Let's see what one suffers as I add your shout-outs. Now, here's what we're looking for, by the way, in shout-outs here in the third, as the catch is made by Phillips at the 18. And he will shred himself of would-be tacklers up to the 34. And that's where the Bulldogs will take over. But guess what? There is a yellow hanky on the field. And let's see what the flag's about before we get to the football in the third stanza. And before we give you all the details on the shout-outs. Here's the indication from the umpire.
Flag in the back. Receiving team number 81. 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
So it'll go against the Bulldogs. Blocked in the back. 10-yard mark-off. And the drive instead of the 34 will start in the 24. All right, here's what we're looking for in shout-outs. And I realize on YouTube you can shout out anytime during the game. Hey, keep doing that. It's just in the third that we take the shout-outs that you send, and we automatize them. I don't think I've ever used the word automatize outside of maybe what a quarterback does at the line of scrimmage. In-game coverage, but we'll automatize your shout-outs. 334-488-1385. Pass complete. Across the 45 to midfield goes Keith Johnson.
That play's good for a first down.
And that will get the penalty yardage back and then some. Here's what we're looking for in the shout-out. Who's it to? Who are you shouting to? Who's it from? Who are you? The shouter. So who's the shoutee and the shouter? Where are you shouting from? And you don't have to get real exact. Cooper bringing in the high snap. And not a whole lot of running room. On the carry, that is Kinshin.
On the carry, number 2,
We'll squeak out a couple of yards. And the high snap may have disrupted a bit the flow of the execution of the play. Where was I at? Okay. Who's it to? Who's it from? Where are you watching from? You don't have to get real specific. We don't need street addresses. Just, states, countries, cities, that kind of stuff. Got a little watch party going on. Send a picture. Kinchin inside the 35 to the 31. And a little extra jawing going on. I've never quite understood the jawing period, but especially with a fairly sizable deficit, 41 points. I guess maybe that is the result of frustration temperaments. All right, back to the instructions. I know I'm spending a couple of minutes on instructions. Let's see. Shout-outs, watch parties. Where was I? That probably covers it. Inside the 30 to the 29. And if you're watching the game from some unique spot, include that too. Might be over in the college dorms. Maybe in the athletic department. Maybe at the Waffle House. Might be at the Pickle Barrel. All third quarter long to 334-488-1385, which is the number attached to the scoreboard. Big burst up the middle for Jones. Inside the 15 near the 10. Shout out says, great game tie, number 93. Go Kamara. Big back, big back.
Holding.
As you got a holding
Offense.
infraction.
Number 62.
That'll be charged
10 yards from the spot
to
of
Georgia
foul.
Military
Replay,
and
second
specifically to Isaiah Turner. Penalty yardage marked off, and Bulldogs pushed backwards a bit. Shout out to Gabe Pierce, number 61, from Mike, Amber, and Anna, Catherine, and Clark from Fitzgerald, Georgia. Thank you very much, Fitzgerald, for checking into the coverage.
Second down and long yardage.
And I think that's actually Mike, Amber, and Anna Catherine Clark. Not Anna, Catherine, and Clark. Got a receiver wide open. Diving catch. Don't know if he broke the plane of the end zone, but what a spectacular catch by Bland.
Darrell Bland, Jr.
Stretched out the frame.
What a beautiful catch.
Well, that's one of those that you feel like you almost should reward with 6.
Out here on this field today. 81, Darrell Bland, Jr.
First and goal. And you got a penalty flag. Game has been marred by infractions. There have been more than just a few. Shout out to Jordan Turner, number 7 on Georgia's team.
Encroachment, defense. Half the distance to the goal, still first down.
Half the distance to the goal after the encroachment by the Bandits. Shout out to Walker Hicks, number 41, from his favorite Aunt Shannon, watching in Roswell, Georgia. Thank you, Aunt Shannon. Texting a big shout out from Bartow, Florida. Big cousin of Traquan Jones. My wonder day Traquan has had. Thank you very much. Big cousin.
Jones on the carry flag.
Well, I see the pigskin laying in the end zone, but I haven't seen the official indicate that it's 6.
Encroachment, defense. That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
And it is a touchdown. Into the end zone for the 6.
Traquan Jones.
And Traquan Jones will add another score to his repertoire. Perez has been busy. Through the uprights, Georgia Military by 47. Perez tees it up at the 35. Jones has made it a 58-10 ball game. At least he's been the latest to add to the point total. There have been a host of Bulldogs in on the scoring. Kick return from inside the 5. It will get to about the 15. And that is where the Bandits will take over first down and 10. All right, let me get to a few more shout-outs. Shout-out for Sean Moody, number 55. Big Bro loves you. Thank you very much, Big Bro. From Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. And shout-out to Jordan Turner, number 7. Shout-out to Kamari Gray, number 63, from your family back home. Thank you very much to the family of Kamari Gray. All third stands along at 4-3-3-4-4-8-8-1385. There were not a lot of gains on the ground in the first half for Jireh Prep. But their first play in the second half is on the ground, which may be an indicator that the Bandits are interested now in kind of speeding up the game.
Second down.
If they run again on second down and 10, that will be a clear indicator. If they throw, maybe not. And they're going upstairs. Pass over the middle, picked off.
Jabari Wicker, 13.
Wicker with the pick, but there is something lying right there that has the potential to nullify a pick. Let's see.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
That'll be charged to the Bandits. Ineligible receiver downfield. So the pick stands and the celebration begins. And the Bulldog offense will be in excellent shape to try to punch it in again, this time from the 27-yard line is where the drive will begin. Shout out to Jakari Jones, number 5 from Monroe. And that's from his granddad. Thank you very much, granddad, for watching and shouting. Let's go Cedric Evans, number 4, says the shout out. And a new quarterback and a pick. So picks on back-to-back plays. Akim Sledge picking off the pass, and here comes into the flag. Into the fray, the quarterback, Jalen Brown out of LaGrange. And I don't think the flag is going to change possession. It just might change position.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Intercepting team, number 73. That is his first. Half the distance to the goal. First down, Jireh.
Well, it is Jireh, apparently. I've been calling him Jireh Prep. Jireh Prep. Jireh. Thank you very much to our official for straightening that out here in the third. Jireh Prep in a 58-10 ball game. Infractions got them halfway to their own, the other end of the field, opposite end zone. Shout out to Hassan Moore of the Bandits from your mommy at home in New Jersey. Number 42 on the Bandits. Thank you very much for checking in from New Jersey. Donnell into the game, and he'll throw that out of bounds, incomplete. Well, I'm looking at the clock, too, and it is continuing to run on the incompletions. So we may not have a nonstop clock completely, but we do have a nonstop clock on the incompletions. And we've got a stoppage in play. I'm not sure what this is about. Well, the official appears to be looking over towards the sidelines, and I think they may have readjusted the clock. Maybe that running clock was a mistake. It had gotten inside 10 and was put back to 10:01. Donnell running for his life. And he'll have to just get rid of it to avoid the sack and the big loss. And there was an incomplete pass and a stop clock. So that apparently was the reason. The pause in action and the look towards the scoreboard. Well, now it's running again. I'm not sure. We'll have a text that asks a question. Was the pick by Hassan as Donnell makes his way to the 20? If you're talking about the Bulldog pick, I believe that was Jabari Baker. If you were talking about the Bandit pick, my roster has 3 listed as Akim Sledge. Big shout out to number 32, Creighton Horst. Grandmama and Granddaddy in Southern Illinois. Keep hitting them hard. Thank you very much for the shout out from Illinois. Shout out to Jireh Prep, number 47, Miles Day, from your family in New Jersey. Thank you very much, New Jersey family. Donnell with a pass. And it is incomplete.
Pass incomplete back there on defense. Jorian Haynes.
Proud of GMC. Shout out to my nephew, Chip Cooper, watching from Poland, Georgia.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs on the 19-yard line.
Bulldogs with the football. 8:59 left to play in the third. Shout out says, hi, I love you, nephew. Be great kid with the blue heart emoji from Auntie Holly. Jalen Brown, the redshirt freshman, 5'11", 205-pounder, back in the backfield. And handoff given to a new running back. We have not seen a prior carry from Derek Mincy, but we get one now. Mincy inside the 16.
Country down there at Lyons, Georgia.
Shout out to Hassan Moore, number 42 on Bandits. As we got a penalty flag thrown in from Big Sis, nieces and nephews.
False start. Offense.
Watching, love you from North Carolina.
5-yard penalty, still second down.
Thank you very much, North Carolina, for checking in. (58-10) Georgia Military College lead. 8:29 left to play in the third, which means we've got that and a little less now left in your shout-outs in the third stanza. 334-488-1385. Brown with a handoff up the middle. And that'll be Mincy again on the carry. And Mincy squeaks out a yard or so.
That was Mincy on that carry.
Brings up a 3rd down and 12. Bulldogs have got to get inside the 10 to pick up the first. Brown rolls out, plants, fires, and it is picked off again. And apparently the knee hit the turf. So that is where the play stops, but Agee Hall with a pick. So Brown will throw his second interception, but there again, this is the scenario, not that you want picks, but it's the scenario that if you're going to have them, you want to work through the kinks here. And the Bulldogs looking for backup to Chip Cooper, who has got and won the starting job, started the bulk of the games a year ago. So Brown with a couple of picks, but again, part of the maturation process. Bandits with the football, 7:32 to play in the third. Donnell out, Rodriguez back in at QB. Rodriguez with a pass over the middle. Out to about the 16 for a gain of 6, close to 7. The pass play to Plummer.
Tanner's from Pembroke, Georgia.
More shout-outs, this one to Jordan Turner from your Virginia family. Thank you very much, Christian. Another shout-out that simply says Cedric Evans with a lot of S's. Rodriguez. Incomplete pass intended for Williams. Shout out to my big brother Wyatt with Jireh from little brother Watson. Thank you very much, Watson, for the shout out to Wyatt. Shout out number 42 on the Bandits, Hassan Moore. We love you. From Mama, Low East Orange, New Jersey. Rodriguez. Over the shoulder, the fade pattern, able to get it into the hands of Taylor. Nice pass play to Taylor for the completion in the first.
Number 2.
And it'll bring up a first down and 10. And by the way, Mama from Orange, is that Mama Low from East Orange, New Jersey, or Mama from Low East, New Jersey? I'm thinking it's maybe Mama Low. Thank you very much for checking in. Nowhere to go for Rodriguez. Sacked inside the 35.
Walker's from Alpharetta. Number 41, 6'1", 245. Actually, he's 6'2", 245.
5:25 to go in the third. Rodriguez trying it again. Over to Taylor. Had that nice pass play to Taylor moments ago. Then picked up the first. This one not as successful. Incomplete pass bringing up a third down and 20.
From the 35-yard line.
It is Mama Low. Okay, wanted to make sure that was right. Thank you very much, Mama Low, for checking in and for watching and for shouting. And great to have you on the other end of the broadcast wherever you are watching, whether it's here in Georgia, whether it's in North Carolina, New Jersey, you name it. Incomplete pass, but there is a penalty flag. And that will likely be defensive pass interference on Anthony Carter. Well, the shout-out says, hope y'all bring y'all a game next for number 1 Iowa Western. Casper, you are right. Iowa Western is again loaded. Haven't they won back-to-back national championships? And I think they've got a D1 QB. I mean, they've been winning national championships with a good quarterback, but maybe not a great quarterback.
45-yard line.
They've got a great quarterback now. So we'll see how they fare. I have a feeling Georgia Military next week hopes that it's about 100 degrees. Wow, what a pop This defense has been hitting folks. But you got a flag tossed into the fray, and that apparently is going to be targeting for Coney. Did see a helmet-to-helmet hit.
Holland made that initial stop.
And that may be the call.
Holland's number 93.
But if you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best, right? So Iowa Western coming to town next week. And Georgia Military, a year ago, played Iowa Western very, very well. 2 years ago, played them very, very well. Probably should have won the game last year. 2 years ago, well, they played them close for a
Personal
half.
foul, unnecessary roughness, legal helmet contact, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And that is going to be a targeting call on Coney. Or I might have my years mixed up. It's possible. I can't remember. Did we go to Nebraska last year or 2 years ago? Might have been last year. But nonetheless, the last two meetings have been pretty close meetings. I think it was last year in Nebraska, 2 years ago here in Georgia. Rodriguez firing down the field, incomplete. Contact with no flags. The intended target, Taylor.
Pass intended for Taylor Noah, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Shout out to J.T. Burks, number 35, and Jalen Brown, number 10. From Javen Simpson in LaGrange, Georgia. Proud of you guys. Got the blue heart emoji.
There he is, one-man team right there.
Thank you very much, Javian, for checking in. It is Zhuai Hall. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Certainly want to get pronunciations right. Rodriguez
17 on the carry.
spinning to the 31.
Malteo. 39 on the tackle. Chris Watson, the linebacker from Durham.
And that's from Mama saying, let's go. We see you all the way from Florida. Thank you very much, Florida, for checking in. First and 10, 3:46 to play in the third. First down and 10. Rodriguez dropping back to pass. It is caught inside the 20, down to the 12. We'll go Jacob Davis.
26 for the Bulldogs, Yari Kalix.
And it'll be a first down and 10 for Jireh Prep.
Cornerback from Milledgeville.
Timeout.
And there is a timeout on the field that is asked for by Georgia Military. Seeing the Bandits with a rather methodical drive down the field, and the defense says it's time to stop and talk. More shout-outs. This one to Tyrese, number 25 on the Bandits. Mom and siblings cheering from North Carolina. Thank you very much, NC. Nice pass play in the touchdown. Rodriguez finding Armand Scott
Very impressive
on the 12-yard touchdown pass play.
Scott Armand. Good pass from Rodriguez.
And let's see if
Rodriguez.
Escamilla is on the field. He is to try and attack on the extra point for Rodriguez. That is TD toss number 2 in the ball game. Escamilla trying to tack on the extra point. And he will do it, a 58-17 ball game with just about 3 left to play in the third.
The pathways to opportunities are endless at Georgia Military College. Since 1879, we have transformed students into effective leaders and engaged citizens, grounded in civility and respect for others. Whether you want a traditional college experience, something closer to home, or education online that suits your schedule, Georgia Military College is committed to helping you succeed. Start here. Go anywhere.
Rodriguez, his second touchdown strike of the afternoon. One from 78 yards, and that one from 12 yards away. Escamilla tacking on the extra point. Turns it into a 58-17 ball game. And that is a fair catch called for and made by, I think that is Phillips. So the Bulldogs take over first down and 10 with 3:13 to play in the third. And they'll have it at the 25. Shout out to Weston Casey, number 84, from his big brothers and mom. And got a lot of emojis.
My bad. Jalen Brown.
Got the purple heart emoji, got the football emoji, got the hands clasped, the praying emojis. Thank you very much. And a penalty flag flies.
Full start. Offense, number 38. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
5-yard mark off. It will go against the Bulldogs. Still first down, but instead of a 1st and 10, it is a 1st and 15. Jalen Brown back in the backfield. Shout out says, I need to see number 42, Hassan Moore for the Bandits. At slot, please, from all of New Jersey. I don't know if we can get that message over to the Bandits sidelines. Gain of 6 on the carry. And let's see if that is still Mincey in the backfield. It is.
A couple of yards.
So he gets the penalty yardage back and brings up a 2nd down and 10. Brown goes to Mincey. And Mincey for a yard or 2, bringing up a 3rd and long.
Mincey again on the carry.
Go Dogs, my name is Jade Stevens. I'm a 12th grader at GMC. My father passed. Today is his birthday. Wants to shout out a heavenly birthday to Sadeki Stevens from Milledgeville.
If that's your phone,
we will certainly do that, Jay.
It's got a passcode, so we can't open it up.
I understand the passing of a father and how difficult it can be. We know that he is having a happy birthday, and thank you very much for watching and remembering your dad. 3rd and 10. Brown on the keeper, and he'll twist his way to the 37.
Brown on the carry, number 10. First down, Jalen Brown.
By the way, the shout out to Weston Casey from Brothers and Mom from Austin, Texas. Thank you very much, Austin, for checking in. Big shout out to New Jersey's finest, Hassan Moore, number 42 of the Bandits.
Marion Peters on the carry, 27.
Another back getting some running time
Putnam County
for the Bulldogs. That is Tamarian Peters.
Tamarian Peters.
And by the way, there was all kinds of emojis in that shout-out to New Jersey's finest. My eyes are getting, I'm getting old. The eyes, I see the heart. I can't tell what the other emojis are. But thank you so much. Shout out to number 9, Armand Scott of the Bandits. Keep being great from your Cleveland family.
5-yard penalty from the
Shout out to Gabe Pierce, number 61, GMC. He's a grandson and nephew of military veterans. And obviously, thank you, veterans, for your service. Inside a minute to play in the third. And guess what? Another one of those whistles. I do not see another one of the flags. And apparently this has to do with getting the down marker in the right spot. So no flags. That is the Muslim praying hands. All right, thank you very much. I could not tell. I've got to get some better readers. I started with readers at like the 1.25 and then went to the 150, then the 175. I guess I've got to graduate. Do they have a 2? Or maybe I just need regular glasses. I'm in denial.
To Marion Peters again on the carry, number 27.
To the 43 on the Peters carry. When you get to a certain age, you try to deny that some of those aging factors are beginning to play a role. But I guess with the readers, you get to a point where you can't buy any stronger. Brown to pass. Got a receiver open, just out of reach. Ricardo Tarver, the intended target.
Intended receiver.
That's the end of the quarter.
And that is it for 3.
Bulldogs 58. Ray 17.
Bulldogs 58-17 as we head to the
You
fourth.
need a new car, go down and see Butler Ford and Honda.
Duty, honor, country. Those are the words we live by at Georgia Military College, as we aim to instill patriotism in our students as they develop into effective leaders and engaged citizens. Whether you're looking for a traditional college experience with intercollegiate athletics and Corps of Cadets, satellite campuses close to home, or a global online leadership college where you pursue your degree when it's convenient for you, the pathways to opportunities are endless at Georgia Military College. We are committed to helping you succeed as a student in the classroom, as an athlete on the field of competition, as a cadet leading your peers, or as a student online. At Georgia Military College, you can start here, go anywhere.
15 minutes to play in this one. Hey, thanks for all the shout-outs. Great to have you watching wherever you are watching from. Whether it was Texas, where else do we hear from? North Carolina, New Jersey, Florida, Georgia. Do we hear from Louisiana? Maybe that might have been last night.
25 on that carry. Derek Mincy.
Mincy on the carry, dropped behind the line of scrimmage, lost some downs. And Georgia Military will boot it away. Well, not quite lost some downs. They're going to use the fourth down to boot it away. Do have a few more shout-outs, and technically they came in during the third stanza, so they are legal shout-outs. Good to hear from Austin, Texas again. Thank you for watching. Shout-out to number 1, Ja'Cory. So proud of you. Got the smiley and heart emoji from Atlanta. Nia, thank you very much. Booted out of bounds near the 32. And that's where the Bandits will take over their first drive of the fourth stanza. Shout out to Chase, number 43 on the Bandits. We're still proud of you. Give a shout out to the GMC Grounds crew for keeping the historical Davenport looking beautiful for these games, definitely.
A little better.
Kenny Franks and his squad. Wow, what a great job.
He was kicking some 10 out of 10s during the break.
Shout out to Mateo, number 17 of the whole Bandits football team, and safe travels back home. And a shout out to Coach Hawkins and Coach Benton from Coach Bell. Thank you very much, Coach Bell. Rodriguez, incomplete. Had a receiver open, had Caesar open, but incomplete pass will bring up a 2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Dogs.
And I think the last of the shout-outs to Hassan Moore of the Bandits, from your cousins, Sincere and Takari, at home in Jersey. Number 42 on the Bandits. And thanks for all the shout-outs. Great to have you watching wherever you're watching the coverage. And, of course, on YouTube, you can shout out to your heart's delight throughout the ball game. Pass caught, but immediately dropped to Caesar.
22 on the tackle, Colin Kungu. Colin Kungu, 220 linebacker. Good size.
And it'll bring up a 3rd down and long.
Good size for a linebacker. 3rd down, about 7.
By the way, now, if you could do us a favor, I mean, it's not one of those where, we've done you a favor allowing shout-outs. We enjoy the shout-outs. But if you could, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. And I think we're about 160-ish away.
Edward of Lore, number 29.
And, of course, you know how it works. You get alerts when a link goes live. You get access to interviews and more. As a matter of fact, we'll be talking with
4th down, about
Rob Manchester after the game. That'll be on YouTube in a bit. Won't be available on our live stream, but will be available after the fact. Rodriguez. Wow, that was just a great reception. I'm not sure if he actually got feet in bounds, but to make the catch, you do have a flag, though.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
And that'll be roughing the passer.
15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Will the gentleman with the pom-pom please sit down? The gentleman with the pom-pom, please. Will you please have a seat?
15-yard mark off. And it'll bring up a 1st down at the 47-yard line. So inside Bulldog territory goes the Bandits. Rodriguez. Pass is caught. That is Scott with the grab.
That's Scott Armand again.
And he will be dropped near the line of scrimmage.
19 on that tackle.
Not a big gain.
Landon Vickers. Landon's from down the road at Madison,
I can hear.
Georgia.
And I know the guy's name. He is a very vocal, jovial guy. I think he played here and works here now in the stands. He's kind of vocal and entertaining with his comments on a 2nd down and 9. Incomplete pass intended for Plummer.
Plummer Bryan. Third down, 9 to go.
Brings up a 3rd down and 9, football at the 46, 12-11 to play in the football game. Got a shout out from Pennsylvania to Salvatore Caprice on the JP Bandits. Wishing you a great season. Incomplete pass.
Intended for 23.
Caesar, the intended target, brings up a 4th and 9.
That'll bring up a 4th down.
Shout out to Keenan Phillips from Monroe, Georgia, and Uncle Ramey's.
9 to go.
Thanks so much, Monroe, Georgia, for checking in. Rodriguez tipped up. Defenders run into one another, and the ball drops harmlessly to the ground. I almost said grease. I'm thinking about breakfast. Missed it this morning.
There's no need to be greedy out there, boys. No need to be greedy.
But it drops to the ground.
Good job on
You know, a little
defense.
bacon grease, sourdough, fried egg, mayonnaise. Every now and then a tomato tossed in.
Have a 1st down on their 46.
But it drops to the ground, not the grease. And with 12 exactly to play in the 4th. Bulldogs will have the football on the loss of downs, and a new quarterback coming in for Georgia Military. This is Chris Phillips, a Clarksville, Tennessee product. So the Bulldogs getting an opportunity to evaluate a lot of talent today. And there is Mincy.
25.
Picking up positive yardage, a gain of 9, brings up a 2nd and 1.
Second and very short yardage.
A reminder, too, you want to watch the game later? That's all possible. As Mincy's got it. Spins his way inside the 45, loses his helmet in the process.
Mincy's going to have to come out.
And he will come out of the game for a play. And Tamarian Peters will check in.
Game now, Chris Phillips.
But you can subscribe to our
Tennessee.
premium channel.
Chris
Yeah, that's
Phillips.
different from the YouTube channel. It gives you access to on-demand games.
16.
And it gives you access for a year, and it gives you access to any and everything on our website, which is about 950
First
games
down Bulldogs
over the
from
course of a year.
44-yard line.
And unlimited downloads. And it's all for just $25 a year. Peters bouncing into the outside. Stood up at the 41. They got a bandit leaving
Peters on the carry.
with helmet in hand.
We had a wardrobe malfunction there on the carry, but no penalty. Second down, about 9
Second down and 9. Football on the 41. Well, I've got a moment. I can pull out the old Google Calendar and give you a look at what's coming up in the upcoming week here on JockJive. Wednesday, LBW and Coastal Alabama North Volleyball. Friday, Reed State, Coastal North Volleyball. Northeast Mississippi, Coastal North Volleyball. And it's Mincy back into the ball game.
Derek Mincy back in there with a 100% effort.
Inside the 35. And then, of course, football next Saturday. I hesitate to bring up the Friday night games because they are both kind of iffy right now. Bayside Academy and Marbury, iffy because of an exclusivity agreement. And St. Michael's and John Carroll on Friday night, iffy because of internet issues. That is a high bad snap.
Mincy
Back to midfield to recover goes Mincy.
25 back there on about the 50. 49.
And, of course, next Saturday, we're right back here to Davenport Field, the number 1 team in the country. Iowa Western, the Reavers will be here.
46. Second down for the Bulldogs.
And Georgia Military College, which will at least be 12. And if there's a poll this week, might move up a notch or two. A battle of the top 15s. Big hole up the middle for Peters inside the 35. Busts his way down to the 29.
Peters, 5'10", 225. That's a big running back.
Brings up a 3rd down and 8. Maybe closer to a 7 at the 29-yard line.
7 yards for a first.
But that's what's coming up over the course of the next 7 days. And I'll give it to Peters, and Peters will find his way inside the 25 to the 24. I also forgot to mention that next week we begin our work this season with the SIAC. Their game of the week on ESPN+. Yeah, it's a lot bigger crew that handles that coverage than just me and a camera. And it is Edward Waters and Morehouse.
Chris Phillips in there, quarterback, number 16.
And that'll happen on Saturday, and it will happen on ESPN+.
Smith, number 19. Play good for a first down.
Phillips completing his first collegiate pass. Down to the 19-yard line where it is 1st down and 10. And off given to Mincy. And Mincy inside the 15 to near the 13.
Derek Mincy again on that carry.
Second down and 4 after the 6-yard gain.
Second and about 4.
So we've seen about 5 different running backs, 3 different quarterbacks, all kinds of receivers. That is Mincy breaking tackles down to about the 9.
Derek Mincy with a great effort down to about the 7.
And Georgia Military College with 155 on the roster, of course. Not that many dressed out. As you've got a timeout on the field.
Timeout. Jireh, their first of the half.
And it is Jireh calling their first timeout in half number 2. Bulldogs 2 away from 60 at the 6:08 mark.
The final episode of the Pest Control Guys. It's the competition that could win them the biggest contract of their life for Karen Moneybags. You won't believe what happens when we let the guys inside the house. It's 3 guys up for 1 contract. Only one can say, I do accept the contract. Next on the Pest Control Guys. Sponsored by Bughouse Pest Control. Protect your house with Bughouse.
Six minutes, 8 seconds left to play in the football game. A 58-17 Georgia Military College lead. Mincy in the backfield and a 1st and goal. Quarterback Chris Phillips. And it is Phillips on the keeper, and it is Phillips into the end zone.
Chris Phillips, number 16.
Completed his first collegiate pass and now has his first collegiate touchdown.
Clarksville, Tennessee. Cumberland Mountain Country.
So an 8-yard touchdown run for Phillips. And we've had 2 Phillips score TDs. Keenan Phillips and now Chris Phillips. Well, if we're going to have an extra point kick, there's a pretty important ingredient right there that just found its way from the sidelines. Got to have that pigskin.
Perez with the point after.
That probably isn't made out of pig anymore. Matter of fact, I would say highly likely not. Some synthetic, man-made product.
Kick is up.
Through the uprights, 65 on the board for GMC. (65-17) lead Georgia Military College. 6 minutes, 2 seconds left to play in the football game. And we've seen scores just about every way. There are two that I can think of we have not. One, a punt return for a touchdown. That will go out of bounds around the 3, but I think it was touched first by Alan Levette. If it is, the 3 is the line of scrimmage. If it went out without being touched, and then we get a re-kick. But it sure looks like it's going to be placed down at the 3. And the only other way to score, I think, that we haven't seen yet would be the return of a missed extra point. Of course, I guess technically we haven't seen an interception returned for a touchdown. We haven't seen a fumble returned for a TD. Okay, there's other things that we could miss too. That we could see and we haven't.
Car could be a truck. It's remote control.
Line of scrimmage is the 3. Levette touches it before it goes out of bounds. When I checked scores at the half, this was the only game being played at this moment. Is it a safety number 2? It is.
It looked like 98 Trent Mapp.
Second safety of the ball game.
Mapp from Lawrenceville, Georgia, 6'2", 300.
And Georgia Military's offense is about to get the football back too.
2 points for the Bulldogs.
Big ball game for the Bulldogs. And as I mentioned, we talked with Rob Manchester after the ball game. And there's got to be a lot of pleasantries, but I'm sure there was a thing or two he's going to not be particularly pleased with. Had a player disqualified, a couple of picks thrown in the game, a lot of penalties. So a few spots, but a 50-point lead with 5 minutes and 49 seconds to play in the football game. Means it's been a pretty good day for the team wearing red.
Back deep for the Bulldogs, Darrell Bland Jr., 81.
Plan is every Georgia Military College football game this year will have. There is an exception. The game at Lackawanna, as that is booted away by Escamilla, and the fair catch will be made.
36-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will take over.
That is Jalen Flood. We'll take it at the 36, and that's where the Bulldogs will begin coverage. And I know you're thinking, well, I really don't need to know the details, but Lackawanna charges to watch coverage, and it's money out of their pockets if we carry for free games that are in Pennsylvania. So I know that game we do not make, but I think everything else we will. All the games here, obviously, and the games in New York, South Carolina, Texas, and Utah. Already cleared on New York, and we'll work on the other three during the next week or so. Big run up the middle. And Peters eventually going to be caught inside the 30.
Peters. Takes a lot to bring that big guy down.
Number one rushing team in the country a year ago, and they're racking up the numbers today.
Mincy on the carry up to about the 15-yard line.
Mincy to the 15 on the carry on a first down.
Isaiah Turner in the game.
And it'll bring up a second down and short.
320 from Abbeville.
Burst up the middle into the end zone goes Mincy.
Number 25. Derek Mincy.
Well, you almost felt like you had to do it for Mincy. Man, he's been a workhorse here in the second half. Need a little reward. And got it at the 3:42 mark. On the touchdown run of 15 yards. Perez might need a little Bengay or Icy Hot or whatever is popular these days on that leg, because he's about to try to boot another one through. And he will. 74-17. Bulldogs lead it.
Georgia Military College provides opportunities to learn, to grow, to lead. The GMC Corps of Cadets will help you build a foundation to start your journey to success. As one of 4 military junior colleges in the nation, GMC provides character-based education, state-of-the-art facilities, physical training, leadership, history, and tradition. Be the leader that makes a difference. Start here. Go anywhere.
(74-17) ball game. Georgia Military College. 2 minutes 11 seconds remaining. I think I have seen the clock or the scoreboard with a 70-point total once before here at Davenport. I've never seen 80 on the board. And apparently there is now a 2-minute warning in college football. I did not know.
2-minute timeout.
Don't forget,
did not know. You learn something new every day.
1 p.m. kickoff.
And when you've got such limited knowledge as I, you learn something new several times every day. 74-17 ball game. 2 to go.
We're back here on September. Staff, Brian Crawford, offensive assistant, offensive line.
2 minutes to go in the football game.
Tight ends. Mike Summers, the running back.
From the 13. Return is to the 21, and that's where the Bandit is level. And
Jireh
the Bandit is
Burks,
Weston
number 35 on the tackle.
Casey. Line of scrimmage, the 22. We think
Reedy, the offensive coordinator.
this will be the final
Brad
drive of the
Turner,
football game.
defensive coordinator.
And with the clock running nonstop,
Put on a
that
good
should do
show
it.
today
I
here
guess
at
I should have started with
Field.
all the scoring way back because there was tons of it. You're looking at what? 91
Bill
points, the
Smith
two
out
teams
there,
combined.
offensive assistant. Mike Summers. Joe Edwards,
Standard procedure, run through the
Phillips,
scores,
Ty
kind of a
Phillips.
scoring summary. At the end of the game,
Diggs.
boy, that would take too long. Nowhere to go on the run play.
Thanks to
Caesar
Foster
dropped and
Garrison. Dr.
well, let's see.
Garrison,
Cooper had a couple of touchdown passes and a
Director of
touchdown
Sports
run.
Medicine.
Rodriguez for the Bandits, 2 TD
keep our
tosses.
athletes healthy.
Guys with running touchdowns for Georgia Military College. You had Kitchen, you had Phillips.
And congratulations
Ty
to
Head
Rob
with a
Manchester
safety.
and the Bulldogs on their first win of
Chris Phillips with one
the
running. Jones with
2024
one running.
season.
I'm not shelling it. A lot of stuff happened over the course of this one. And we're not going to have another snap. You've already got the Bulldogs ready to walk out onto the field and do the high and low 5 stuff. And that means the Bulldogs will open the year victorious. 74-17 the final score, going 1-0 on the young year. With Iowa Western coming up. Jireh Prep 0-1 on the young season with Lackawanna next week. This ball game is over. Georgia Military College starting off the year with a big win. 74-17, your final score. We will talk with Rob Manchester. That conversation is coming up, but it is not on the live stream. It's only available on YouTube. Check that out. Probably in about 10 minutes or so, it will be posted. 74-17, your final score in Georgia Military College. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. We'll see you Wednesday for volleyball. Next Saturday, 1 and 12. Iowa Western and Georgia Military College right here. For everybody at JockJive and at GMC, I'm Robert Williamson. Thanks for the shout-outs. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody.